Okay, going to be working on houses again. And I just completed a trailer park and one of the houses, a cabin along this road. Next one is right here, right across from this two-story house. And I'm going to start by working on the driveway. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Okay, so this is going to be a single-story house. This is a fairly small house. There's a bedroom, a bathroom, and an open area for a kitchen, dining room, and living room. The layout's not too bad for a small house. Okay, now for this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This simple driveway is a welcome change from some of the other ones I've been doing lately. Okay, so I need gravel. And the gravel is, there's a gravel walkway between the front door and the driveway. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. At least this much, but I may need to adjust it. 1, 2, 3, 4. This has a white siding. The house has white siding, so I'm going to use oak planks since it's the lighter of the woods. Plus, Elisa has the same type of feel, unlike Zomboid, which has a sort of diagonal type pattern for its blocks. save me a little bit of space. 2, 3, 4. There's a window right here which looks into the living room and dining room and kitchen area. 1, 2. 1, 2. Or do I need to move it over? Yeah, I can afford to move it over. It's not a problem. I thought I would have some problems with it, but turns out I don't need to worry about it. Okay. There's a door here. And a window right next to it. 1, 2. At least this far. 1, 2. Alright, there's a bathroom. The bathroom at the house is right here. 2, door here. 1, 2. And the door to the bedroom is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that should be the entire perimeter of the house. For a small house, it makes a fairly decent, good use for its space. In the Project Zomboid game, the living room is around here. The dining room and kitchen around here. Okay, there's another window. And it is roughly back here. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Right here. And it looks towards the living room. There's a total of 4 windows, and the 4th one is in the bathroom here. Which means there's no window in the bedroom. I'll use white terracotta for the bathroom floor. And yellow wool for the bedroom carpet. I could use carpet too, it's just... I can still do so. Just using wool for the moment is probably a little bit better. It's easy enough to replace it if needed. Using birch wood for the main room, the common room. It's not too far off of what's there. Although what's there is probably a little bit closer to acacia wood in this game. Okay, so this goes up to the window. And it's got some, it looks like a lot of rocks. A rock path or a gravel path back here as well that extends to the back of the house. The same type of path that is used for the path to the front door. Okay, now to put in the windows and also the doors. Window to the bathroom, bathroom door, door to the bedroom, no window in the bedroom, window looking in the common room, one pointed out towards the driveway, towards the front, well, the road on the front, should say, and the one by the front door, and the front door itself. So I've got all the doors and windows in. Now to do the ceiling and also the roof. I'm going to use nether brick, although the roof itself looks like a green tiled roof. I don't really have anything that can match that directly. So the best I can do in this situation is to use nether brick. And the problem is there's not that many slab and also stair configurations for this, both of which are useful in making better roofs than solid blocks. I found extending the roof out just a little bit seems to work better. On some of the houses it's more visible, such as this house, where it actually does have the roof out slightly. There's a slight overhang, but I found this overhang works with pretty much most of the houses, even with the trailers. And what this translation will also do, since I'm translating one block from the Project Zomboid game to a 4x4 pattern of blocks in Minecraft, is that it tends to create larger flex spaces in the attic area that can be actually be more utilized in Project Zomboid, I suppose. But they are there, and when I post out a downloadable map for this game, for this build, I should say, downloadable map for this Project Zomboid build, you'll be able to actually access it and use it if needed or desired. And I'm using a two-step method for this roof again. I used a four-step method for some of the trailers, and that was to make the slope of the roof not so steep. And this one I'm using a two-block method. And all that simply means is that I'm using one slab and one stairs before moving up one level, or to use that to represent moving up one level. And this is mostly because if I were to use nothing but stairs, then the roof would be far too steep. Whereas this type of roof right here is more manageable and closer to what is actually in the game. And I'm specifically putting blocks on this area so I can link together what is there. Otherwise it would look, and I'll do it right here to show the difference between the two. It would look slightly disconnected. And here's the difference between the two. Right here you can see how it's only attached by this corner right here. So I add this block right here, and then you can see the difference. This versus this. And all it does is it just connects the roof together more. Make it more seamless. And I've used this area right here simply as a break between the first floor wall and the wall of the that's tied to the attic itself, rather than have the entire area be oak wood. Although there is this area right here, adding this simple detail right here, I think adds a bit more to it. Whereas this right here is not as bad, since the roof line starts right at the top of the first level. Although it is bad since this entire wall is nothing but oak wood. But to keep the design similar to Project Zomboid, it's kind of hard to avoid some of that sometimes. So I try to alleviate that whenever I can, or whenever it's manageable to actually do it without straying too far from making it look like Project Zomboid. Okay, once I fill in this driveway, this first house on the stream will be completed. The next one is a driveway that is shared by two houses. And interesting enough, one of those houses is for sale. In the Project Zomboid game, that is. The way the whole setup for these next two houses is set up, and it looks like one of them didn't used to be a house at one time. It looks like it might have been a garage at one time, maybe, based upon how those two houses are set up. But one of them has that garage or whatever it was altered into a house, or I guess you say reconstructed into a house, or flipped into a house. And that's simply based upon looking at the layout of it, of the house, that is. Yeah, it looks like it was a garage that was converted into a house. But it's hard to tell, and sometimes it's actually interesting to make up your own story for some of these things. to figure out exactly where this one should be. Okay, good. I put in over on this block there's a chapel. And fortunately I've placed in the driveway for the chapel right here, because that lets me know exactly where the driveway across the road should be, roughly. 3, 4 here. At least 8, maybe more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sometimes it's hard to actually figure out the length of things, especially when there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Not counting this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, and this starts the driveway to one of the houses, or where the driveway splits off between the houses, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 38 maybe. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 38. Okay, that seems to work. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a slightly complicated driveway since it's not just straight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down right here it turns again. And what I'm trying to do is show the angles of the road, because it's, as I said, it's not just squared. It has certain turns in it. And sometimes those are harder to represent. About there. Okay, 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 maybe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2. There. And I should have almost the, yeah, that should. Pretty soon I'll have the framework of the driveway in. There's a couple of other things I need to do, such as placing in sand in specific areas, cosmetic things, but this is how the driveway looks. And I'm pulling back to here because this will be a transition between the driveway and the front of the house, which is situated here. The interior of this house right here has a cabin feel to it, which is pretty interesting. I mean, it's possible that neither of these were originally houses to begin with, but they were something else. What they were is kind of hard to tell. Looking at it, it could have been a garage too, or some other type of building, maybe a storage building. But it does look like both of these houses along this driveway were converted at some point into a house, or into houses. And that's because it's strange to see the driveway situated like this, when it would be easier for the other house, which is over here, to just have a driveway go out this way rather than share a driveway. Which that's one of the things that suggests to me that it wasn't originally a house. Neither of these two were originally houses. Or at least the one here could have been a house to begin with, but even that's hard to tell. And there's another clue then as to this, the fact that this might have been something other than a house to begin with, and that is how the driveway looks. The driveway looks closer to the more commercial driveways as opposed to many of the house driveways. In fact, it has what looks like it could have been at one time a parking lot. That being this area right here. Or could have been used as a parking lot or a parking spot, several parking spots. And there's one thing in it that also gives another hint, and that is a crate that is seen in many of these storage buildings. Which some of the houses actually have a crate like that. Not many, but one or two of them do. But that's just a curious aside in this case. Okay, now to work on this house. It has a darker, sort of, not really brown, but not really gray either. It's like a mixture of gray and brown siding. So I'm going to use spruce for the walls of this house, and that means I'll have to use dark oak stairs for the frames. 1, 2, let's see, 4, 5, 6, maybe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's a window right here, along with the front door right next to it. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. A window right here. 2, 3, 4. And that should be the outer part of the house on this side. Just need to get to the back of the house now. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12 maybe. 10, 11, 12. And there are other interesting clues inside the house as well. There are many tool sheds in this game, and many of the tool sheds have interesting shelves in the game. And the shelves in this house match those from the tool shed, which is another thing that gives a hint that this was converted into a house from something else. Maybe a storage facility, or maybe just a tool shed. But it's just curious, some curious things are in it, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe the bathroom here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the door right here. There. Move this door over by 1. And the door to the bathroom here, maybe. Might have even been maybe a business of some type. Okay, so I've got the same. 1, 2. There's a door here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, about the same. This could have potentially 2 bedrooms. One being here, and the other this room over here. It has a common room or shared room for the dining room, the kitchen, and the living room. There's not terribly much of a living room in this place. There are, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows in this building. It's not as secure as a 2-story house. The 2-story houses are some of the best ones to use as support operating bases in Project Zomboid, because you can use a sledgehammer to destroy the stairs going up and then drop a rope ladder from the 2nd floor, and that will completely secure it from zombies, since they don't, as of the last build, they still don't climb rope ladders. But this isn't so bad. Some of the rooms are worse than others. And for example, this one has 2 windows in it. One here and one here. And windows are good for spotting, but it also means, good for spotting and good for escape. But it also means that those are places where you can be blocked off. but having two windows is better than having one window, at which point a small horde could actually trap you. And Project Zomboid is not a run and gun game, so once you're dealing with more than two zombies, it becomes a lethal situation, especially depending upon the infection rate that you use to set up in the game. The infection rate could be anywhere as far as they just get saliva on you, or they just bite you and now you're infected, to pretty much the disease is passed, so you won't get infected from the zombies, but they'll still kill you. Which is one good thing about the game. You can tailor the zombies pretty much however you want to have them. If you want to have them to be slow Romero type zombies, you can do that when you set up the game. And you set it up by creating specific worlds, not too different than Minecraft. And then you create your character in that world. If your character dies in it, you can create a new character in the same world that you created from before, so you can basically keep that world going. Or you can start again with a new world. And if you get a chance to look on Steam, it's a pretty good deal. And I'm basically using these stairs to represent the frames, or door frames and window frames. And it's part of it's also to give more variety to these walls, rather than have something like this where you only have spruce over here. I'm just using it as a frame to make it pop out a little bit more. Okay, now to put the windows and the doors in, I need to put in the floors, otherwise it's not going to do any good. The only one I can put in is the front door. And I'm using this oak because it has this, well, maybe I should keep to the fact that it looks more like a cabin. I'm going to use acacia for all the doors, with that in mind. Okay, since it's has a more of a cabin feel, I'm not going to use white terracotta for the bathroom floor. I'm just going to use oak wood. It's among the lighter of the woods, not oak wood, but jungle wood, jungle planks. It's more of the lighter ones. There's 3 light woods: oak, birch, and jungle wood. But I think this one being the lightest of them, it might fit it a little bit more. I'm going to use acacia planks for the bedrooms, and I'm going to use the simple oak plank for the common areas, you know, the living room, the dining room, etc., etc. Looking at I should put in the map. I'm going to put in a link to the map I'm using here. I'm not using the game at the moment since it's a little bit difficult to actually run both games at the same time. To run Project Zomboid and to run Minecraft, that is. So that's the map that I'm using for it. In the Project Zomboid game, this isn't necessarily a bed right here. a bedroom that is. I'm just going to put in this right here that I'm using for the bedrooms in here. Just simply because it could be used as a bedroom. In the Project Zomboid game, it has crates in it. So it looks like it was being used as storage. I'm just going to switch this back to oak and use oak for this one. Mostly because I'm dubious on how the jungle wood looks in there. And for bedroom 1, and 2 windows in bedroom 1, no window in the bathroom, door to bedroom 1 and door to bathroom are in, door to bedroom 2 is in, and its sole window. Okay, the 2 windows in this great room, or this, I'm not sure exactly what to call it, maybe great room, living room, kitchen, dining room area. One by the front door and one in the back. There's no windows along this wall right here. Time to put in the roof and ceiling. The roof itself is a fairly simple one. It's a brown tile. The closest thing I have there is this nether brick. It's a little bit more red in it than what is in the game, but it's fairly close. It's not tile either, but it's brick rather than tile, but still it seems to work as something close enough to it. There is one good thing about working on translations such as this. So if you ever get a chance to do it in Minecraft, it's worth it. In that, when you're translating from one medium to another, and I've done it with real buildings such as Highclere Castle on the PC, you have to figure out how to translate and where to compromise on certain things, where to pull back, on certain things, and what you can and cannot do. And it's very good with working out how and expanding your creativity for other builds, other unique builds. So I found if you want to become a better builder, then use this method. Building things that already exist and trying to figure out how to make that translate into Minecraft. I'm going to switch one of the reasons why I did this is there's not as many slabs. So I switched the jungle wood from being on the floor of the bathroom to the ceiling for all the rooms. That is one of the reasons. The other reason was it looked kind of strange in a smaller room, such as the bathroom. I could have put a white terracotta in the bathroom, but I wanted to keep the sort of cabin-like feel to this building. this is where it's going to get a slight bit complicated along this side. The rest of the roof is fairly simple. Okay, here. So this actually is fine. There we go. And this is one of the things that's hard to actually place in the game, so this is where it kind of helps with flexibility in building. Okay, doesn't quite look like it. See if I can. It's not as much help as I thought. having this wall flush doesn't really look as nice, I think. So, not that this is too much better, but I think it looks a bit better than having a flush. Not sure what to call this in terms of building, but I think it looks slightly better this way. Okay, now to the second house that shares this driveway. And it is over here. One, two, three, four. And one moment while I try to line up exactly. Yeah, alright. The house starts about right here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a window right here, and this looks like this was the kitchen area. This house right here has got virtually nothing in it. The kitchen, of course, is still there, the cabinets, but there's no refrigerator or there's no bed or many other things. There's a chair and some boxes. That's pretty much it. So whoever's been in the house has moved out very recently, or for a while. 1, 2. Front door is here. There's a window here, and this looks like this was the bathroom. With the door being roughly here. And I'll adjust that if needed. 1, 2, 3, 4. From the interior. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. There's a door here which leads to what looks like the bathroom. Not bathroom, but bedroom. There's 3 rooms. There's a bedroom, one bathroom, and a much larger shared room which has the kitchen, living room, and what would be space enough for the dining room. 1, 2, here. And this should be the extent of the house. Still got a few windows to put in, just 2 of them. There are 4 windows in total. 2 on the front of the house, 2 on the back. And these 2 windows seem to be lined up. And there's 1 window in the bedroom. I'm going to use white terracotta for the bathroom. I'm going to use light blue wool for the bedroom, and birch wood for this great room, living area, I suppose should be the best name for it. Okay, the walls are almost in. As soon as they're in, I'll go in and complete the frames and put in the windows and doors. Okay, this will also be a chance to check to make sure I've got everything. Front door. There's 2 windows in this living room area. Living room, kitchen. 1 in the front, 1 in the back. 1 window in this area right here, and this area is where it looks like the kitchen was set up in this house. Leaving this area right here for dining room and living room. Frames for the interior doors are in. Bedroom door and window are now in. Bedroom window looks out the back of the house, and bathroom window looks out the front. Okay, that's all windows, doors, and door frames are in. Now to do the roof for these rooms, and also do the ceiling for the rooms and the roof. The roof is a fairly simple design, so it won't take too terribly long to do it. went too far. Now I'm just going to bring this down and make the roof flat here. Okay, that looks more like the roof in the game. Great. See another mistake I made. Nope. It's fine. It just looks odd. Okay. Doesn't look too bad though. Okay, now to put in most of the driveway, and I've got the concrete parts in. It's just there's a lot of sand in the yard, and I need to place that in now. Now this might be the most time consuming of this particular build right here. In this location, that is. There are some significant differences, but it's still workable, at least. I think it still represents what's here. I think I went too far. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is one good thing about these patches of sand. It brings a bit more character to the area. And this sand is also a third reason why I think both these houses were converted from something else. It looks like there was a much larger area of parking, or what could have been used as parking. And the sand, I think, represents that. Over time, the sand would have turned into grass, or grass would have filled in this area, but if people had been parking in these areas, that may explain why there's so much sand. So these conversions might not have been that long ago. Five, six. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two, three, four. 4, 2, 3, 4. Might have to extend it out a little bit. Okay, I've gotten off somewhere. Maybe not. Too much. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I need to put in the rest of this driveway. Okay, now to keep everything in alignment, I'm going to switch to the other side of the road and work on the chapel that is right in this area right here. And I also need to complete this part of the sidewalk as well. This is a fairly simple design for the driveway or the parking lot for this chapel. It doesn't have the parking. It doesn't have the parking spaces mapped out. It's just basically an open parking lot, I suppose. And it's also a much smaller building. The interesting part will be with the curved part of the driveway. It has two exits, one here and one out on this side of the road. The one out on this side of the road is the curved one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 already represented. Okay. So 3 trees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 7, 8. Okay, this should be about where the walkway starts. About here. One, two, three. I'm going to use this pillar quartz for this building, and also use quartz as well. No, it's here. may not be doable. I'll see what it takes. 1, 2. There's a window here. Four, five, six. 4, 5, 6. Window here. There we go. Hopefully this should be the extent of it. And what I'm working on is the walkway around the building. And there's the corners of the building. And depending on how this works out, I may not have to alter it. But it's a simple design. It's a single room on the first floor, and there's not really any rooms upward on the second floor. It's just open. So I only have to accommodate one room in it. The question will be, will this quartz work? And I may need to adjust it accordingly if it doesn't. 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 windows. Right here. And there's a door. Make it a double door and that'll work. Window here. And window here. What to use as a sidewalk then? I'm going to use a stone slab. And it'll give it a sidewalk feel to it. Okay, should at least be this tall. That's too far. The second floor, what it has. Okay, interesting. There's only 2 windows on the second floor. Oddly enough, they're both on one side. Question would be, can I get it to where the siding looks nice? Doesn't really look like siding, it still looks like quartz, but I figured it should be okay with this type of building. Okay. Looks a bit strange, but it should work. Skeleton looks stranger right here, so I think I'm gonna have to do something different. Place in dark oak doors. It might look better and really stand out against the quartz. And then I'll use acacia planks on the inside. And this will really match the brighter red wood that's in the Project Zomboid game. So I'll use birch to create a pulpit. It's about right here. And a table right next to it. And then I'll put white carpet on top of that to represent the cloth over it. And further I'll use Kekia for the pews. Okay, and to round everything out, I'll use red carpet. Leading up to the front. This part's going to be harder to do. It'd be nice if I had something flat and vertical, but not this right here. The problem is there's a lack of slabs that are vertical as opposed to horizontal, which would be nice in this game. If I had horizontal slabs, it'd be easier to make walls of houses, because you wouldn't have to use the entire block for the wall of the house or the wall of the rooms inside. But that is missing here. Okay, I think the best I can do is use dark oak. And then I'll make the design in this wall up here. You need to go down one. It's a bit bigger than what it is on the screen. On the screen it's pretty much flat against the wall, but let's see. If I do that and that, It's much larger than what it actually is in the game, but like I said, I don't have a vertical slab to make it closer to the wall. And I'm going to use nether brick for the roof. Once I've done this, I'll go back and I'll work on the windows and frames around the windows. Okay, so 6 windows on the first floor. 2 on both sides of the... 2 on each side. 2 windows on one side, 2 windows on the other side, and 2 windows on the front. So 2 windows on each side of the sides of the building. 0 windows on the back of the building. And there's just 2 windows on the second floor, although the second floor is pretty much open to the first floor. And they are both on the same side. And it looks like they are both on the south side of the building. Okay, now this one I can't fix properly. I could make it go up, but that would look a bit odd. The chiseled quartz block looks like an air duct in the city texture pack. Let's see what happens if I use a slab. No, it just looks like a quartz block. It doesn't have the distinctive. It doesn't look like these stone slabs in which it actually looks like slabs piled on top of each other. So let's see here. How about polished diorite? That stands out actually. It might stand out a bit too much. I don't have diorite for stairs. Snow's not going to work. And diorite is too fractured. Doesn't look right. Block of iron's not going to work. is a possibility. Let us switch to dark oak for the frames. That's going to stand out too much. If I do the entire frame that way, around it, but it might draw the eyes away from the ends of the okay, this might draw the eyes. I might still have to use quartz and replace the sides of the windows. Still stands out a lot. Okay. Now I'll do polished door right here and block of quartz here. The thing is, this side right here is too close to here, so it really makes that area stand out. And this one, it brings a bit of definition to it. I'll try it on this side too. And then I'll try quartz up here. I'll be able to compare the two a little bit better with more information out there. This makes it look dull. I guess that's the point of this. And it's not a flashy church, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end up using this. Yeah, it'll highlight the front of the building. And now the question is, should I alter this back to quartz? No. It does stand out a bit more, but I think it should stay like that. Okay, and now to do the plants and trees around it. It's easy to accidentally destroy too much. Okay, now to continue doing the driveway, and this might take to the end of this stream. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18 maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28 maybe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. There is quite a bit of excavation for this driveway, or this parking lot. And there's a bit more for the sand that's alongside of it too. Alright, now I'm gonna get this one right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's about where it should be. And I'll place in the curb before I do any more excavation. And I lose the frame of this parking area right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I'm doing now is replacing the grass with areas where there's a lot of sand. And there's a lot of sand in this area too. Much like in the last two houses that I was working on. In some areas, like the area right here, it could be that a lot of people have been parking just a little bit off the um, parking lot in this area as well, to extend the parking, that is. Two. One, two, three, four, five, six. And there are patches of grass, which is what I'm trying to keep in this build. Let's see, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only two small, well, 3 maybe. I don't know if I'd worked on this corner lot part. Parts of sand to do. Well, excavate for, I should say. I need to put it in the sand in these areas. Okay, in this corner right here where that road ends, there's another area. And I still have excavation for this. Rest is the exit to this parking lot right here. So I'll just do the excavation first, and depending on if I have time in the stream, I'll fill it in. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Okay, that didn't take too long to do. I'll just go ahead and fill this in, since there's a little way from the others. Okay, next one is over here. And it's fairly small. And last one is about right here. Okay, now to do this curved part of the parking lot. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. That was max, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That about checks out so far. There is more sand on this side. Shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. So I just need to excavate this area now. some damage on this thing right here that I'm going to use andesite for. About right here. And there's another larger one right about here. And now it's simply a matter of filling in the areas I've excavated. Using this gray wool carpet for the dry parking lot. doesn't take quite as long as you might think to fill in this area. Once I've got this parking lot filled in, looks like I've got 2 more places I need to put in, but they're mostly just 1 block or 2 blocks. 1 block for one of them, 2 blocks for the other. So a little bit more damage in the parking lot. It won't take too long to put those 2 in. Two more lines left for this area right here. Okay, I've got this sand area to fill in. And I'm going to hold off on some of the trees along this area until I fill in some of the other houses. Now I'll put in a few of these trees, but some of them I'll hold back on. And that is simply until I place some of the houses on the other side. this one's a bit too close. There's going to be more trees along this side, but I'll put in this house first and I'll fill in the rest of the forest. This tree line right here. And while I help these trees grow in, I'll also place in the areas where the grass is a little bit higher than other areas. When I finish putting these trees in, I'll do a short flyover over what I've done during this stream and point out where I'm going to be working. That's too much. During the next stream. Next time I stream Project Zomboid. Okay. Alright, now to do the flyover. I'm going to hold off on the trees along these areas right here. Well, probably shouldn't, but I'm going to do the trees in this block right here all at one time. And I'm almost to, well, when I get to the house right here, then that should be enough for me to put in all the trees along this area right here, for the most part. Although I might go all the way to the 3 houses right here. That's most likely what I'll be doing. But there's a lot of trees right here in certain patterns, and I want to try to get the patterns as close as possible. So I'm going to hold off on the trees even over here till I get those in. And the first house I worked on was this house right here, single story. And then on these 2 houses over here with rather large sand areas. And I still think that these 2 houses were converted from something else, and this might have been a storage facility or something else, but they were converted to houses. This is based on the design and how this road is situated, I suppose. Sometimes it's hard to tell. And the last thing I worked on was this chapel right here. Am I missing anything on it? Go to level 5. Yes, I am. Thought I was missing something. Shoot. And there's a sort of steeple, I guess. There's no good indication when it starts. Don't see it on the roof, but I see it when I go. Well, there it is. I see where it is now. Let's see, 1, 2. Here. And I'll go inside of it and fix the bottom part. For this, I will use these columns standing straight up. It's a little bit hard to do the steep part of it. maybe 3. There we go. And I'll use lapis here, 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 and here. It's got blue in the roof, so there's not much I can do with, there's not any blue stairs, so I'm going to use this to place blue in it. There we go. And it's a simple chapel, just one room. 2 stories. The second story is basically open to the first story. Okay, during the next stream, I'm going to be working on the 4 houses that are in the rest of this block, and then I'll complete this block out. And there's one house that's right here. It's a single story, and I have the driveway in for that. I don't have the driveway in for these 2 houses, but they won't be too hard to put in. There's 2 houses right here that share a driveway, similar to the other one, although this driveway makes a little bit more sense, I guess. And it's possible that one of these houses it used to be a garage, and I think that is this house based on how it is designed and how it looks. But it's hard to tell sometimes. There's a 2-story house right here, and it is the other house that shares the driveway. And then there's another house, smaller house, at the end right here. And now I'm also going to need to put in the fence right here, and I'll put in part of it. Fence is going to be larger than this, so I'm going to put in part of it to give a better visual as to what's going to be here. And I'm just going to do the lower level defense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go. Fence is going to go almost to the driveway of the house that is right here. So that's 4 houses here. And then to complete out this one, I'm going to be doing 2 more houses over here. Although one is a house that's been converted to a business. There's a single-story house here. And there's also a single-story house here that looks like it was converted by it into an attorney office. Right here. And that probably will be more than one stream based upon how much tree growth there is here and the fact that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 houses right here. So I'll probably get all these 4 houses in one stream and another one of these depending. But once I've done those 2 areas right there, then I'll be back on this road right here. And likely what I'll be doing is I don't know if I'm going to be working on that side or this side. But there is a 2-story house here. In this area right here with a single-story house right next to it. And this fenced-off area here holds a single-story house here. It's a fairly nice design right here. And then right here to complete this block, there is 3 houses in this corner right here. From this area right here on back. There are 3 houses that share a single driveway that could almost be a side street, basically. And there's one more house right here. Once I've completed all the houses in this area, then I'll be doing the trees for a good portion of this area right in here. And there's a significant portion right here. The only thing I really have to be concerned about putting these trees in once I put those other houses in is that there's a house right here, and there's a convenience store somewhere around here. And I have to get the exact dimensions to get both of those in correctly. But most of this block, for the rest of this block, is trees. But that is for future builds. And in here, there's quite a few houses. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 houses in this subdivision right here. They're all small houses, but they're not too bad. And the interesting thing about this area right here is that you'll note that most of the area is actually almost completely blocked off. So this area right here becomes an interesting place to actually put it in a fort, because all you need to do is get up the ability to build walls and then connect this wall, this fence right here, with this fence with wooden walls. And there's plenty of trees in the nearby area to do so. And this area way over here. There's plenty of trees way over here. And also close up these two gaps right here. And this entire area right here becomes a fairly well defended area in Muldraugh, with multiple houses that you can use for multiple players. And well, that's it for this stream. Thank you very much for watching.